October 14, 1066. On a ridge near Hastings, two worlds are about to collide. To the south, William of Normandy, his army a mix of professional knights and mercenaries, eager for land and glory. To the north, King Harold Godwinson, leading the last great Anglo-Saxon army. At stake is more than just a crown. It's the very soul of England, a nation forged over 6 centuries. This single day will determine its future for the next 1,000 years. The battle was arguably won long before the first sword was even drawn. Just 3 weeks earlier, King Harold and his housecarls, his elite personal troops, had performed an astonishing feat of arms. They force-marched over 200 miles north to face a massive Viking invasion led by Harold Hardrada. At the Battle of Stamford Bridge they achieved a stunning victory, but it came at a terrible cost. With barely a moment to rest, news arrived. William had landed on the south coast, so Harold turned his exhausted, depleted army around and marched them another 250 miles south. They were weary, wounded, and fighting on little more than sheer grit and loyalty to their king. Despite their exhaustion, the Saxons had the advantage of terrain. They seized the high ground on what we now call Senlac Hill. Here, they formed their legendary shield wall, a fearsome, interlocking barrier of shields, spears, and axes. It was a literal wall of oak and steel, so dense and disciplined that the Norman archers' arrows simply bounced off. For hours William's knights charged uphill, a wave of steel and horseflesh, only to be broken and repelled by this immovable Saxon cliff. The Norman cavalry, the most feared fighting force in Europe, was failing. The battle was not going William's way. Then, the turning point. A moment of brilliant, ruthless cunning. A rumor, perhaps deliberately started, spread through the Norman ranks that Duke William was dead. His left flank broke and fled down the hill in a panic. Seeing their enemy run, the less disciplined Saxon militia, the 3rd, couldn't resist. Smelling victory, they broke their unbreakable shield wall and charged down the slope in a chaotic pursuit. But it was a trap. In a moment of high drama, William rode before his fleeing men, tore off his helmet, and roared that he was still alive. His knights rallied instantly, turned and fell upon the now exposed and disorganized Saxons, cutting them to pieces in the open field. The shield wall was weakened, but not yet broken, so William adapted his strategy once more. He ordered his archers to change their aim. Instead of firing directly at the wall of shields, they were to arc their shots high into the air, letting the arrows rain down vertically on the men behind the line. The sky darkened with a storm of lethal steel. In the ensuing chaos, a single arrow found its mark. Legend, immortalized in the Bayeux tapestry, tells us it struck King Harold in the eye. With their king slain and the shield wall shattered, the morale of the Anglo-Saxon army finally broke. The fight turned into a slaughter. The Saxon era had ended not with a whimper but with the defiant roar of a dying army. The Norman conquest had begun. The battle's aftermath reshaped England forever. A new French-speaking aristocracy was imposed. The English language was irrevocably changed, and the country was pulled into the orbit of continental Europe. The future of a nation was written that day in the blood and mud of Hastings. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.